Thank you. Happy to be here.
So Kelly, you're going to bring up a topic that, actually just this month an entrepreneur was asking me about because he was considering selling his business, and he said, "Jeff, are you still hearing about ESOPs?" And I said, "Not a lot." And maybe you can answer the question.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're definitely still hearing about ESOPs. It's a great succession planning tool for C corporations and S corporations. One of the reasons why you're not hearing about ESOPs, I think, is because they happen to be very expensive, not only to implement but then to administer once you've got one in place. But there's definitely some very nice tax reasons or considerations as to why you would want to implement an ESOP. So definitely a good succession planning tool, especially for people that don't have an active buyer or a market out there for which to sell their company.
Okay, so can we talk about the pros and the cons and break it down a little bit more?
Yeah, so the pros and the cons is that the pros are it's a great way for you to sell your company to employees, and it's also a great retention tool. The other pro is that the deductions or contributions to the ESOP from the C, the S Corp are deductible, so you're actually able to defer a significant amount of income on an annual basis. One of the cons, obviously, is the cost. When you implement an ESOP, you need to have an independent trustee, which there are fees associated with that. There are annual valuations that need to be done. There are annual audits. The cost, obviously, for an audit, if you're familiar with those, can also be significant. So from an annual administration and fee basis, it can be cost prohibitive. One of the cons, or some of the things that owners of businesses talk about, is the potential discount that sometimes takes place with respect to valuations when the business is sold to an ESOP. And then also there's sort of the mentality that it's just you go from being an owner to being sort of an employee, and you then have a fiduciary duty to all of the participants in the ESOP plan. So it's a change.
Well, it is a way, when you can't always sell a business, to sort of find a way to sell it and do a smoother transition as well.
That's right.
If you have a competent team.
That's right.
It's dedicated to the company.
Yeah, and the other nice thing about the ESOP too is that if you have a C corporation and you transfer 30% or more of the stock into the ESOP, you're able to defer tax on that gain. So there's a lot of great things about ESOPs, but there are some things that you just need to be wary of before you enter into an ESOP.
There are a lot of mechanics